If you ever wonder what traits the top 1% traders have and why they succeed and you don't, keep watching this video, I'm sure it will help you. Also, if you get value from this video, I urge, please subscribe, like, get this video out to as many people as possible so they can improve too. Thanks guys, let's get to the video. Trait that the top 1% traders have is 100% emotional control and discipline. Now, I took this for granted when I first started trading back in 2017. I assumed just give me a good strategy, a profitable strategy that everyone's using, and I'll be able to consistently make money. But the issue was my emotional control and discipline wasn't there. I was waking up at different times based on if there were opportunities. I didn't have a set routine. I wasn't going to the gym. I wasn't doing tasks and challenging things in order to be disciplined. So my struggle came when I had a few losses in a row. Although the strategy was completely profitable and a lot of people in the community I was in was making a lot of money and consistently making good percentage per month. If I had a few losses in a row, I would struggle to take that next trade because I was so emotional. I was thinking, what happens if I lose more on my account? What happens if this losing streak never ends? So every trader I know that's successful has that emotional control. They know that you can't control the outcome. You can only control the process. You can only control the things you do. You can't. No one can control what happens in the market. All you can do is plan for what's likely to happen and execute based on whatever the outcome is, whether it's a winner or a loser. All you can do is stick to your plan, be disciplined to your trading plan, and be emotionally neutral. And that way, you'll be able to not be affected by the ups and downs, because obviously trading, you're going to have ups and downs, weekly, daily. You know, you're going to have profitable weeks, profitable months, but it's about, like I say, staying disciplined, being emotionally neutral, and just riding the wave of everything that happens. As long as you know you have a profitable trading plan, you stick to that to a T, you don't deviate from that, and you remain emotionally neutral, you'll be part of that top 1%. Next trait all successful traders that make it into the top 1% have is tenacity. I mean, I think this is one of the most important ones. The ability to keep going when you're struggling or losing. For that matter, any business owner or anyone making it to the top of their industry or game, you have to have tenacity to keep going. It's not all straight. It's not all a straight line and you make it within a few months. In most cases, it takes years. And for example, I've been doing it since 2017, and I'm only now starting to see the fruits of the labor of all the hard work. So it's year after year showing up when you have good months, bad months, making a little bit of money, losing money. Like I said this before, I think, but in another video, but I had £500 account and making 5% on that, £25, or you make with 2% that month, £10. Like, it's nothing for all the hard work you put in, but the tenacity to keep going during those times is what makes those traders go from beginner, intermediate up into that top 1%. I heard this somewhere. I think someone said this, but it was like two of the worst fears or two of the struggles humans have are being wrong and losing money. They're two of the biggest fears, especially in this modern society. So trading every day when you're losing money, you're technically wrong on the decision. It can play with people's emotions and play with people's minds, and it's a very difficult thing to overcome. So fighting that and being tenacious, picking yourself back up, reviewing, not sitting there feeling sorry for yourself, but picking yourself back up and forcing yourself to improve, to evolve, and to get to a point where you will enter that top 1%. I think the way to overcome this and the way I overcome it, I mean, it's the only way I can say is I had no other option but to succeed. If it could have took me 10 years, 15 years, if that's what it's going to take, that's what it's going to take. Like, there was no other way that I was not going to succeed at this. I would just be a bad trader for however long. Like, I was never going to quit. If you don't quit, you can't actually fail. So I just continued and continued, and I was just improve. And I thought inevitably, if other people are doing it, I can. So it got to a point where I keep going, and I end up slowly improving. So, but that takes tenacity in itself. It's very easy to quit and get a job and be comfortable, rather than have these ups and downs and doubt and people saying what you're doing with your life. And so to pick yourself back up, be tenacious. I think it's such a significant trait if you want to make it into that top 1%. all successful traders have that make it into that top 1% is self-confidence. This is quite self-explanatory, but if you're not confident that it's going to work or it's ever going to play out and you're ever going to be successful, then in the back of your mind you're always gonna fail. You have to be confident in yourself, confident that you can learn. If someone else can do it and someone else is making good money, or the community you're in, there's these people that are making 5%, 10% a month, or whatever their results are, and you're struggling, you have to be confident and sit there and go, well, if you're not any more stupid than them, if they're doing it, why can't you? And you're obviously missing a piece of the puzzle if you're still not making profit and you're still failing, and they are. Because I had a lot of people tell me, how do you know it's going to work? Even close friends, they didn't mean it in a bad way, but they'd sit there and go, "What? How are you so confident it's going to work?" Even though I wasn't doing well at the time. I said, "Well, I just always had this mindset: if someone else is doing it, why can't I? Why can't I do it? Like, it might take me a bit longer. They might be more intelligent than me. It might take me an extra couple of years. It might take me longer in this aspect. But if they can do it, why can't I?" And that's always the mindset I had, and that's what every successful trader that I know that made it into that top 1% has. They always believed, even throughout the dark, difficult times where they're losing, they had that self confidence to think, I'm going to learn, I'm going to do whatever it takes to make money and to be consistent and to succeed in this industry. But that stems from having self confidence, because if you don't have that, you're going to listen to what everybody else says and you're going to struggle, because if they say it's not going to work, or you're not going to succeed and you're not confident in yourself, you're just going to listen to them. So you need to build that by just doing things that are tough and getting through it, and just knowing, look, if, like I said, if other people are doing it, why can't you? And it's quite simple. A lot of people are making good money and living a prosperous life through trading. So if they're doing it, why can't you? So that's what I always had in the back of my mind. But yeah, self-confidence is one of the most important traits. Without that, you're not going to make it through these tough times. Point number 4 is resilience. All successful traders that make it into that top 1%, they're all resilient. I've briefly mentioned this. It's similar to tenacity, so I won't speak on this point too much. But again, having that resilience, and I go back to it, you hear online, you see a lot of these people talk about get rich quick and making a lot of money. And as much as you can make a lot of money, and I know a lot of people doing extremely well from trading, you don't see the years and years and years of hard work that you forget about, that they don't talk about, or you don't see, and all you see is the profit, all you see is the lifestyle. But you forget, it's like any industry, like a musician or an actor. You see them on that big stage and or the hit song or the hit show, but you don't see the struggle of them busking or them getting rejected from auditions. And it's the same with trading. You don't see the years of making zero money. It's like I think someone said it's like a boxer. They work out how much Conor McGregor or Floyd Mayweather or someone made per second in a fight. It's like a million, like in a minute fight. It's like a million a second, or I don't know, probably like 500,000 a second or something like that. But you forget about how all the years before that it took them, where they were fighting for £25 or £50 or £100 or whatever it may be. So I won't hone on this point too much, but again, resilience, to pick yourself back up and to go through the tough times and get out the other side, and just stay with it, stay consistent, stay disciplined. And most people can't even stay disciplined for a month. So if you can last a year staying disciplined, staying focused, there's no reason why you can't get into that top 1%. Trait number 5 that every trader has that makes it to the top 1% is self-awareness. Now, this is extremely important because, as I said before, when you're going through the ups and downs, instead of struggling and not improving, you have to be self-aware and understand, what am I doing right? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? What am I doing well? And what can I leave to one side? But what do I need to work on? What's the hardest thing that I'm struggling with? Whether that's psychologically, whether that's with a strategy that you're not picking up and not understanding. And if you're not self-aware and you're not listening to what other people tell you, and you're not going to be willing to change, then you're just going to be in this vicious loop of make money, lose money, make money, lose money. So it's not just self-awareness in terms of like literally yourself, but it's self-aware of the decisions, the triggers that make you spiral off path or lose focus? Is it, you know, drinking alcohol, going out, that the next you realize it's all fun and you have a good time, but the next couple of, you notice yourself, okay, 3-4 days after, you might feel fine, but you maybe maybe not got as good sleep, or I don't know, it could be anything, like maybe eating clean, like you might feel absolutely fantastic. You have that one day where you enjoy having bad food or a takeaway, and as much as you enjoy it, and it's very much needed, don't get me wrong, you might then think, actually, I feel worse, and that leads to, you know what I'm trying to say, is the cycles and spirals that you have to be aware of, that, and everybody's different. That's the hard thing. You can't, not everybody's not the same. So it's understanding yourself well enough that that's what I do well, that's what I do terrible, and improving that and making those changes so that you don't stay in that cycle. Because otherwise, like I say, it's gonna reflect in your trading. You're gonna make those key subconscious decisions that inevitably leave you to losing trades, losing money. Maybe after a few wins, you get overconfident and you're not aware of that. So you keep placing bad trades, or you up the risk because you've got profit to play with, and you end up losing it. Then you have the losing streak. You're not happy about that. Subconsciously, you're anxious and panicked that, oh, my account's gone down. What happens if I keep losing? I was up all this X amount. And then you place poor trades that aren't there because there are no good trades. You place terrible trades and end up losing even more. And you get into the self-sabotage and you end up struggling. So there's a lot more to it, but to be self-aware, understanding yourself, understand everything to a T. Obviously, there's always a constant improvement. No one's perfect, but it's just trying to understand that as best you can so you can make the best decisions and be profitable. So yeah, if you guys like this video, like the video, subscribe, help the channel, help it grow, and check out the next video. Thanks, guys.